The man known as White Boy Rick could be released on parole as early as this month. This morning, for the first time in years, he was outside prison walls and in a courtroom. White Boy Rick, whose real name is Richard Wershey, was just a teenager when he was sentenced to life in prison without parole for dealing cocaine. Now, since then, the law has changed. It's now unconstitutional to sentence a juvenile to life without parole, which means White Boy Rick needs to be resentenced. He's already done 27 years and could be sentenced to time served, ensuring his immediate freedom.
I'm a bit overwhelmed because I've only seen my father in person maybe 2 or 3 times in my life.
He's done his time. He's been very good, and he needs to get out and spend time with his family.
White Boy Rick could learn if he'll be a free man 2 weeks from today, and you can bet we'll be there to bring you the judge's ruling when it happens.
And joining us to talk more about the judge's ruling, Andy Bart-Nowak, retired FBI agent, and criminal defense attorney Mike Rattay. Thanks so much for being here, gentlemen. First, I want to ask you, are you surprised by the judge's ruling? Mike, let's start with you.
No, I'm not surprised by the judge's ruling at all. I think that Judge Hathaway, her opinion was certainly well thought out and well written, and I think what she did is absolutely 100% correct. I think that this case is more, this case illuminates the major problems that we have with our criminal justice system in the state of Michigan, such as the parole board policies, the overly harsh sentences that are meted out by judges in this state, and the fact that the prosecutors have this overreaching influence over the parole board by sending venomous letters that have no basis in fact, which is in fact what was done in Mr. Wershey's case.
Andy, I'll interrupt you there for a second, Mike. And Andy, the prosecutors believe they had a fair sentence the first time around, so why change it, they say?
Well, I agree with Mike. I mean, what you have to remember, when he was sentenced under the 650 lifer law, which left no discretion to the judges. Anybody who got caught with over 650 grams of cocaine was automatically sentenced to life in prison. But that law has been since struck down. It's been ruled unconstitutional, and he's already served almost 3 decades in prison for a crime that by any other federal sentencing or state sentencing guidelines now, in the present time, he would never receive 28 years, absent some unbelievable amount of mitigating circumstances.
That's correct.
So you both agree, though, that you feel like he has served his time?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I mean, as my colleague just pointed out here, under the state sentencing guidelines, he's already served more time than he would have if he was sentenced today for the crime that he committed back in 1988. So enough is enough. The man should be released.
Mike, I'll ask you this question here. Do you think the Wayne County prosecutor will appeal? I mean, generally what they do is they try to protect any sentence that's ever been levied under their watch, so you can expect an appeal, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that Mr. Boffman made it clear to the judge today that the prosecutor's office intends to file an appeal on this. But in my mind, I think that given the financial constraints that the prosecutor's office is working under right now, I think it's a waste of time. They should be devoting their efforts towards, as Ms. Worthy has stated publicly, these rape kits and the problems with that and everything like that. But to keep beating this dead horse to death is a waste of financial resources to a prosecutor's office that's financially strapped.
Andy, what are your thoughts on an appeal?
Well, it certainly seems all signs indicate that that's going to happen. And I think Ms. Worthy's done an outstanding job at the prosecutor's office. When I was a supervisor of our Violent Crimes Task Force, we took many cases over there, and her office did a great job. But at the same time, the person's already served 27, 28 years. And the other thing to take into consideration is that I don't believe he was ever given any consideration for his previous substantial assistance to the government. It's well known and documented that he provided assistance back to the federal government in the early 90s on a police corruption case. Normally, in most circumstances, you'd be given some type of credit for that, and I don't believe he ever was under the original sentencing guidelines because it was an automatic lifetime sentence.
Okay, we expect to know in about 2 weeks what the answer on this is. Andy Bart-Nowak, FBI agent retired, and also defense attorney Mike Rattay. I thank you both for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.